order to sell it to us, let me tell you.
All right.
But in the meantime, I'm still gonna urge the general public to drive by you for a little while longer until we get your marketing people out here to explain the pricing and what are they gonna do about it for us.
No, I definitely
Because
understand
there's
that.
certainly competition, and there's certainly other people on Route 28 that can sell the gas. And all
So I
those,
guess if they wanna come before December, they're always welcome.
they're
is
more
what
than
you're
welcome.
saying,
Okay, we'll get on
Town
the
administrator
agenda.
will put them on the agenda
Thank
early in
you.
the evening. And thank you for bearing the brunt of,
It's okay, I serve on a board just like this in Amesbury, I definitely
Yeah.
understand.
okay.
I'm on the Lakes and Waterways Commission up there, so I definitely get that. Yeah.
That's, you've already developed a thick skin, that's a good thing.
And a smile.
Mr. Prisco.
Thank you, Dana.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the change of manager for Hessmart Incorporated, doing business as Hess Express, number 21223, at 231 Main Street, from Louis
Giaffredo.
Giaffredo to Donna Gilberti.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous?
Thank you very
Thank
much.
Thank you, have a good night, gentlemen.
The
Good night.
license
Thank
will
you,
be
Dana.
available for pickup when?
Has to actually go through the ABCC, and then once it's through the ABCC, you'll get it back. You've been talking to Karen or Jackie in the office?
I was talking to, actually, both of them were very helpful.
They'll be in touch with you.
Okay, great, thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck. Congratulations on your job.
Thanks.
Okay, we have the town clerk here,
Yes.
Mrs. Stats.
Certainly emptied out fast, didn't it?
Sure did.
They didn't know what you were gonna talk about.
I know. Gee, they're
Had
gonna
they
miss
only
so much
known.
excitement, aren't they?
Wildlife licenses.
Start with the fish and wildlife licenses? or-
Yes, again, I tried to write you gentlemen some memos to fill you in.
You
So you would know a little background of all of the items I'm coming here before you about. And this first one is just to inform you, again, no vote is needed, but we will be discontinuing the sale of fish and wildlife licenses at the end of the year. This is due to the privatization of the sale of these licenses now. The Department of Fisheries and Wildlife is turning it over to a company that handles 22 other states, I guess, in this sale. It is strictly a web-based, internet-based licensing program by a company called Active Network, and it will be entitled Mass Fish Hunt. At this time, they will be requiring automatic withdrawals from an account with anybody who is continues to be a licensing agent, and they do that without any approvals by the agent themselves. So they would just once a week swipe the account, I guess it's called, and withdraw the funds based on the sales that are transmitted electronically. So.
Missed that. Just repeat that, please. I
All
missed that last
that?
little bit. No, just the last little part.
I expect you to pay attention, Mr.
You're
Chairman.
right. I was helping Sean. I was
I'm
helping
gonna
Sean.
get tried. Okay.
Just
It-
the last part.
All of the monies that are collected by an agent would be deposited into an account that this private company would be able to swipe to withdraw the funds automatically. We would not know when they're doing it, except it's on a weekly basis, and they would just withdraw the money, so there would be no approvals by the agent to state that, yes, these monies are in the account and they can be released to this company. They would just do it automatically. Okay, that's one of the main, problems with this, because if our monies are for some reason not turned in to the Treasury Department, or acknowledged immediately, then, they may be swiping an account where we may be low at that moment. It does require an internet connection. It would be totally internet-based again. This is something that residents can do at home right now. This internet-based licensing sale has been going on for a couple of years, and they've had a step in this direction already. In 22 states, I guess in the United States, this is the method that they have chosen to go through. There are certain private companies that are taking part in it still. Walmart's are participating in this program, so residents of North Reading can still get their license through Walmart here in town. Our North Reading Walmart will be one of the agents that continues, as well as most of the Dick's Sporting Goods stores in Massachusetts. So if they didn't want to or did not have an internet connection at home, they could go to one of these facilities to transact their business and get their license still.
May I ask a question?
Mr. Prisco.
No.
I'm sorry, Mr. Yule.
Mr. Yule.
Excuse me.
How much revenue do we lose on this?
I'm glad you asked. I just happen to have that. Out of approximately, this is for calendar year 2010, which is completed, we sold 160 licenses total, and that does include 50 free licenses, free fishing or free hunting and or sporting. And out of all of that, our total revenue was $174. We get $1.50 per license, nothing for free licenses, and approximately 10 cents for certain stamps that are sold and 25 cents for others. So it's not a high revenue stream for us. It's more, we've maintained it as a service to the community because many clerks' offices over the years, over probably the past almost 20 years, have dropped out of the program, and we had continued to do it. So at this point, I see more or not so many benefits to the town and to our office to continuing it. We would be really just the third party doing the internet service for the person coming in, so we would be doing what they could do on their own or through Walmart now or Dick's Sporting Goods stores.
We're pretty much a third party now anyway.
Well, we are,
Yeah, at a
yes,
dollar.
except that at least we're working with the state, which I find a little more palatable than to be doing this on the benefit, for the benefit of a private enterprise at this point. So, but yes, indeed, we are. So this would be effective January 1.
So we have absolutely no control over the licensing?
None, none.
Oh,
We would be printing them ourselves. It would cost us actually in printing supplies, for whatever the paper costs and, the internet connection, things like that, which of course we have, but the fact is that we would be utilizing the town services for the benefit of a private company
When
now.
there's a limit of number of licenses that can be given for a given season, is that correct?
No, not by us. That comes into play with deer tags, perhaps, and turkey permits. That's handled, a person has to purchase their license first and then apply for those permits. And that might be a lottery. I think the deer tags are a lottery system based countywide throughout the state, but that, we don't interface with that. They handle that on their own. So this is just notification to let you know.
Is there,
Support the change.
is
Pardon?
there
I
any,
support your
Thank
change.
you.
is there any additional charges that Walmart charges the general public to do this that you're aware of? In other words, if they go to Walmart,
Right.
does Walmart just get $1 out of the deal?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it's the same. And they still have to be bonded and follow the same guidelines. So that's in effect now, even with the licensing books that we have issued by the State Division of Fisheries and Wildlife. We all can charge that minimal fee, and that's dictated by the Division of Fisheries and Wildlife. We don't have any say in that.
To me, this has obviously never been a moneymaker.
No, it hasn't.
This
It
has
definitely
never
has
been a
not.
moneymaker, and it hasn't, allowed you to expand your staffing levels or anything like that.
Yeah,
But it's a further erosion of public service.
it is. I agree with you.
Which is what I have a problem with.
Yeah.
In in abandoning it. To me, there's still a certain segment of the population that doesn't mind coming to town hall and transacting their business and doing it through your
That's why we
your
have
office.
50 free licenses
Right.
in
And
2010,
to me,
because they do come in.
Again, it's never been a moneymaker, it's always been a cost center. Even with what we did before, it still cost us money to process it for the dollar that you got out of it. But to me, we're a public service organization here, and that's part of what we provide. So I have an aversion to abandoning small tasks like this, while there's still a pretty good a large segment of the populace out there that is not necessarily computer literate, internet savvy, and, you know, I would not like to see us abandon it at this particular point. I'm not overly concerned, particularly with the volume of money that's involved, as far as a third-party vendor, you know, having a segregated account and going in, because they're certainly not gonna go in and try and take any money out of there until they've been notified that a license has been sold and the money's in there, in the account. So the only reason they're gonna come in to take the money is if we've sold the license, and they're gonna come and access the fee income. So I, for one, would like to see us to continue to provide the service. Again, I don't think it's gonna be too labor-intensive, hasn't been up to this point, and it's never been a moneymaker. And I think it's important that we try and maintain as much semblance of public service and keep people engaged with town hall, with town government, and with all these things that are happening. And I'll use the passport issue as another one, where it's fewer people coming in, engaging with their local government, and having some sort of more of a connection with us. We're losing it, and I think that's a sad situation, and if I can fight it by sitting here and opposing ideas such as this, I'll continue to do so. So it makes perfect economic sense as to what you're suggesting, but the economics go out the window with this type of an issue, and to me, I think if it's at all possible, we should maintain the service and allow the general public to come here and not have to rely on the Walmarts of the world to deliver these types of services. They're gobbling up everything else too, so I don't think it's necessarily a good idea. But I understand your thought process, I agree with your thought process, I just don't agree with what's occurring. All right, thank you.
We had a discussion about this earlier, and I think the majority of the board are in support of what you want to do, unless I heard differently.
You heard correctly.
I think Steve was a minority in this issue.
Again, for the time.
I can understand your concern, and we feel the same way. We are very public service oriented. It just seems, and I will say that we haven't been able to get as many answers as we'd like about this new program, which has been a hindrance in, you know, understanding it totally. Even last week I was at a conference and a representative was supposed to come to speak to us and did not show up. So when you don't get enough answers and you're not comfortable with the process and you see the downside of some of it as it affects your office, then you're more hesitant to proceed because you don't know what else is entailed.
I understand there'll be a certain
Yeah.
level of frustration with the change,
Yeah.
but it's, you know, those types of things tend to work themselves out. It isn't a huge program that we're talking about. Again, I think the issue is far larger than the program
Yeah,
itself.
and again, I can understand, you know, we felt the same way when the passport services
Right.
was taken away from us, and that was totally out of our hands.
Right, yep.
People enjoy coming in to town hall and like you say, you know,
It's convenient.
interface with somebody on a personal level, you know, so, as you can see from what you have in front of you, technology is the way of the world, and everything is turning into web-based and internet-based transactions, and, very hard to,
We can be here to assist the public, we should be.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I guess that's,
yeah. Oh, no, I understand, Mr. O'Leary. I know, I think we try to do our best in that regard.
yeah, we do,
Yeah.
we do a great job, but it's just,
Yeah,
we're losing more and more.
yeah,
of it. So,
okay.
Next item,
Next item.
discuss ethics exemptions.
One of my favorite topics, conflict of interest law, ethics, mandatory education requirements, all of this stuff.
Boy, this board's gonna have a problem.
Pardon?
speak for
Nothing.
yourself,
Oh.
as far as being challenged.
We're entering into our third year, basically, with the new requirements under the Ethics Reform Bill of 2009. And just as a refresher, it does require that every municipal employee receive a summary of the conflict of interest law and sign a receipt for the same on an annual basis, and take an online training course every other year. And again, submit a receipt that they have done so to our office at that time. So we've kind of been through one cycle of this in our office, trying to get, you know, established in a procedure, and prior to sending out the next round of notification to all of you gentlemen and all boards and committees about the requirements, I wanted to take a look at